Buenos días. Me encuentro hoy con mi homólogo y amigo, el ministro de Asuntos Exteriores de India, Jaishankar, a quien quiero agradecer muy personalmente que haya participado con nosotros esta mañana en la conferencia de embajadores de este 2025, en la que acaba de intervenir y de ofrecer a todos los embajadores de España en el mundo la visión de India sobre los asuntos globales. Quiero resaltar que es la primera vez que un ministro de otro país participa como invitado en este foro que reúne a todo el cuerpo diplomático español acreditado en el exterior y el vibrante intercambio que esto permite con nuestros embajadores y que demuestra el interés recíproco de España e India por seguir profundizando las excelentes relaciones que nos unen. Este encuentro pretende precisamente eso, consolidar el relanzamiento de nuestras relaciones bilaterales y situarlas al nivel que corresponden con un país como India, que es la mayor democracia del mundo, el país más poblado del planeta, uno de los principales contribuyentes al crecimiento económico mundial y un actor de enorme relevancia en asuntos mundiales. El encuentro de hoy, hemos tenido ya un encuentro tête à tête, va a seguir un almuerzo de trabajo, nos va a permitir repasar todos los ámbitos de nuestras relaciones y retomar la agenda impulsada durante la visita del presidente Sánchez a India el pasado mes de octubre. Un verdadero hito en nuestra relación bilateral durante la cual suscribimos una declaración conjunta. Se firmaron 4 memorandos de cooperación aduanera, de inversiones, de transporte por ferrocarril y el programa de intercambio cultural del año 24 al año 25. Inauguramos la planta de ensamblaje de Airbus Tata en Vadodara y celebramos en Mumbai el foro de CEOs, una cumbre empresarial y la 4ª edición del Foro España-India. También se acordó celebrar en 2026, el próximo año, el año dual de la cultura, el turismo y la inteligencia artificial. Será un acontecimiento muy importante para el que tenemos previsto celebrar numerosas actividades como festivales de cine, de literatura, música, exposiciones de grandes museos y acabamos de firmar, bajamos ahora mismo de esa ceremonia, de firmar 2 acuerdos sobre desarrollo urbano sostenible y sobre cooperación deportiva. La reactivación de varios mecanismos bilaterales de cooperación es algo que también va a estar en nuestra agenda y vamos a pasar revista a los principales asuntos de nuestra densa agenda bilateral, políticos, seguridad y defensa, económicos y comerciales, culturales y científicos y, por supuesto, los contactos humanos.
The human contacts and intensifying mobility of our respective citizens, as well as, of course, the relations between India and the European Union. And Spain has great hopes for this bilateral summit, which will be held this year, in which we hope to agree on a new strategic agenda between the 2 regions, between India and Europe, and to give a new boost to negotiations between the European Union and India. We're also, of course, going to review the international context, situation in the Pacific region, the main global affairs, and of course, we will be discussing crucial aspects such as funding for development, where India will play a crucial role in that summit for funding for development of the UN, which will take place in Seville here in Spain in June this year. So thank you very much again, Minister Jaishankar, for having agreed to join all of our Spanish ambassadors here today as a guest in our conference, and for these very busy 2 days of India-Spain work, which we'll be holding. You have the floor, sir.
Muchas gracias, ministro Álvarez. Creo que esta es la 5ª ocasión en la que nos reunimos en los últimos 2 años, si no me equivoco. Para mí es un placer estar hoy.
Great honor that you invited me to address the Spanish Ambassadors Conference. And I hope some of the thoughts that I put before them would be useful as you deliberate on your own foreign policy priorities. Minister, as you pointed out, I'm here a few months after President Sanchez's very successful visit to India. The last time I was here, I was with Prime Minister Modi. I accompanied him. This was in 2017. And we can see in the ensuing years, actually, that there's been very good progress in our bilateral cooperation. And our job today is to take that forward. When we look at our trade, it is today about 10 billion euros. There are huge possibilities in railways, in digital, in urban technologies, smart cities, green and clean technologies. And there are already, I believe, 230 Spanish companies with a presence in India. And we would welcome to join us in Make in India, Design in India, collaborate with India. We've also had some very notable achievements in the field of defense and security. When President Sanchez came there, we had the handing over of the C-295 aircraft. And certainly we look forward to intensifying our defense and security cooperation. Indian ships make port calls to Spain, and we value the collaboration between our militaries. We also welcome your own presence closer to our parts of the world, especially where the Navy is concerned. Looking ahead, one important milestone we have agreed on is 2026 as a year of culture, tourism, and AI. I think it will help to bring our people much closer. Another area which I hope to discuss with you is the flow of talent between our countries, because the era of AI will call really for greater mobility of skilled professionals. I was very happy that we have recently opened our consulate in Barcelona. Our Consul General is here. We look forward to your consulate in Bengaluru, and that too is part of our deepening ties. Today, we have signed 2 agreements, one in sports, one in sustainable urban development. They are indicative of how we are broadening our area of cooperation. Now, having said that, let me also underline that we very much value the role and influence of Spain within the European Union. We are striving for a closer partnership with the EU. And I think if the voice of Spain is more clearly and effectively there in Brussels in support of the relationship, it would certainly, I think, help deepen our ties there. I also want to remind all of you that India actually has a fairly strong interest in the Mediterranean. When we look at the Mediterranean as a region, our annual trade with the Mediterranean today is about $80 billion. We have Indian companies who have airports, who have ports. It's a very important region for fertilizers. We have strong defense and security. We have potentially big green hydrogen projects in the Mediterranean. So I do want to underline that India will be more visible in the Mediterranean in times to come. And certainly in that process, we count very much on Spain's support. We also have a very good history of collaborating in the G20. Your presence, your contributions to the G20 have always been valued. We want to intensify that. Where the UN is concerned, we not only work closely, but we are deployed in Lebanon. Our peacekeepers are deployed in Lebanon and Golan Heights. And again, I think we have common interests here to advance. We've had the beginnings of our conversation on global and regional issues. I look forward to continuing it after this press conference. But certainly, recent global developments, what is happening in the Indo-Pacific, the situation in the Middle East, the future of developments in Ukraine. I think concerns about terrorism. I think these are all issues which will be on our agenda. And let me conclude by saying this. The world may look today a little volatile and uncertain. It is important that countries and partners who have similar attitudes and converging interests work more closely. I'm very confident that strong India-Spain relations and a strong India-EU collaboration can be a stabilizing factor in a turbulent world. And I certainly hope that my conversations with you and with your leadership would help advance that process. Thank you very much.
¿Qué tal? Muy buenas tardes, ministros. Ministro Salgado de Radio Nacional de España, pregunto también en nombre de mis compañeros. Mi primera pregunta va dirigida al ministro Indio.
In the Foreign Minister of India, how do you see from the biggest democracy in the world the arrival of Donald Trump to the White House? And for Minister Alvarez, also connected to that, I'd like to ask you if on the 20th there will be some institutional representatives of this country in the inauguration of Donald Trump. And what do you think about the fact that Santiago Abascal has been invited as a guest to attend that inauguration? Thank you. Thank you very much. About the participation of the Spanish ambassador in Washington. She will, of course, be attending that inauguration. As you know, the inaugurations of American presidents do not tend to invite heads of state or government, except on a personal basis. These are more institutional invitations, but they do invite ambassadors. No Spanish head of government or state has ever attended the inauguration of a Spanish president. We will, however, have our ambassador in Washington. As for any other invitations sent out for that inauguration, I have no comments. President Trump is, of course, free to invite whomever he likes to his inauguration. And Spain's position with respect to the extreme right-wing parties is a very clear one. It goes against European values, and we, of course, will always defend European values.
Mechanism in the Indo-Pacific. We actually saw very strong growth in different dimensions of India-US relations. So based on our previous record and based on close contacts between President Trump and Prime Minister Modi, we are very confident that our relationship will continue to grow. And at this occasion, I will be